In this video, we're going to set up Shadergraph so that we're able to create our own shaders and custom materials within Unity. There's a bit more setup within this one as we have to load in a different render pipeline, but we'll go through that in this video. So you'll see I have the low poly 3D environment asset pack downloaded. You can find the link to that in the description below. And I just have a simple scene with a sphere in the middle. We're going to go to Window, Package Manager, and we'll navigate to Shadergraph and ensure that it's installed. The second package we'll need is the lightweight RP. This is one of the new Unity render pipelines that's pre-built and allows us to create our own physical-based rendering shaders. So once those two are installed, if you right-click in Project, we go to Create, Rendering, Lightweight Render Pipeline, and the pipeline asset. By default, this will be called Lightweight Render Pipeline Asset, and we don't need to change it for now. We'll go to Edit and Project Settings, and under the Graphics settings, you'll see a box for a scriptable render pipeline setting. We simply drag and drop the asset into here, and this now changes our render pipeline. As you see, every material within this is now rendering out as magenta. This is because the render pipeline computes the shaders in a different way than the standard shaders we had applied. A quick way to fix this, go to Edit, Render Pipeline, and upgrade project materials to lightweight RP materials. If you're not sure about this, then please make a backup of your project before proceeding. And you'll see we now have our scene that's been upgraded. You can see under our material that we have lightweight render pipeline lit, and our sphere still has our standard shader, but we're going to change that shortly. To begin creating our first shader, we want to right-click in the project, Create, Shader, and PBR Graph. Now PBR stands for Physically Based Rendering. This essentially allows us to simulate light and detail on the object and also animate different material aspects within our scene. For more information, check out the links below. So you'll see this asset appear with the rainbow color background and the S. That's our shader graph. So double clicking that will bring up our shader editor. Now this is a node based system, meaning we have our master here and we can drag different lines across to create nodes, or simply press spacebar to create new nodes. This allows us to add a variety of custom effects to our materials, and I'll show you a few demonstrations and examples in later videos. But for now, we'll add a few simple parameters to get the basics. You'll see in the bottom right a main preview. Our PBR master is where we feed everything in, so we can affect our position, albedo, normal, and emission maps. And in our top left is where we can create parameters. So if I click plus, you have a selection of different parameters we can create, and all of these will be revealed in the editor so you can change them at runtime. So I'll choose a new color. I'll call this main color. And if I click the box here, I'll change this to a bright green. Now, if I drag and drop our parameter into our graph, you'll see it creates a new node with our main color. And if I link this into our albedo, you'll see it changes the color on our preview. Now, if I were to go in and change the color here, you'll see it also reflects that in our preview as well. So to show you how to create a material from this, click Save Asset in the top left and close the window. If I right-click my shader, Create, and Material, it will create a new material with this shader, and you'll see the preview here, and it will also take name of our asset. At the moment it's called New Shader Graph, but you'll be naming it something much more relevant to your work. Hit enter to confirm, and if I drag and drop this onto our sphere, you can see the sphere now reflects the color that we fed through. On the inspector, looking at the material, you can see the main color parameter we created, and now we can change it at runtime, so we can affect the color in any way we want. So that's the basic of creating a shader graph and implementing it within our scene. In future videos, I'll show you a few examples of the different effects we can make, and I'll link to some further tutorials online to show you the wide array of examples you can create within this tool.